I'm making this relevant. Just bear with me. I remember I used to live in Atlanta. Stayed there for about 2.5 years. I stayed in Marietta as well as Sandy Springs. I remember when I was living in Marietta, I went to this Walmart off of Carr Parkway, if I'm not mistaken. And as I was coming out of the Walmart, this lady with her 2 sons walked up to me and had this disdain look on her face, like she was defeated, you know. And she really wanted to provide for her family, but she couldn't. And I seen it. So when she asked, you know, could I feed her, you know, and can I help her out on her hotel room that she has to pay daily for, I was more than happy to help her out. So there was a Jack in the Box right across the street. Went and got the kids and the mom some food, and then I came back and I gave her $20 to go towards her hotel room. And the thing of it is that I realized one thing, that I'm still a human being, you know, and I come from a humble background just like that. I remember living at extended stay and having to pay those daily fees. And if you didn't come up with your money, they was gonna kick you out. I remember that. I'm not too far detached from the hood, you know, and the suburbs. So I am very empathetic when I see people that's in need like that, which leads me into this conversation. When Meek Mill pulled up on those kids, and those kids were selling bottled water, and he gave them $20, and his poor excuse was they were gonna smoke weed with it anyway. I'm making these 2 stories relevant because Meek Mills didn't know if those kids were out there selling bottled water because they were trying to feed themselves, feed their mom, get up the money for a hotel room. He didn't know the backstory. Now, had he given them $100 and they went and got some weed, that's on them. But the point I'm making is that you looked out. You're a millionaire. What's $100? What's $200 to you? But I understand that some people are so far-fetched and detached from their living, the way that they live, their lifestyle, from the hood, till it's ridiculous. Like as if we didn't just see you, Meek Mills, busted, dirty, raggedy braids, freestyling. We still have videos on you on YouTube with the raggedy shirt in Philly. You come from a humble background, and for you to do that to those children, they're gonna remember that. I bet you one of those children are gonna make it. And you had the opportunity to get into those children's minds. You had the opportunity to pick those children up in their time of need and ask them, hey, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be in life? You had the opportunity to mentor someone, to mentor a future millionaire, or maybe a president. You never know, but you never took the opportunity or the time to do that. And that's very disappointing as a black man, knowing that those kids are in need. I used to live in Atlanta, and I used to see the water boys up in Buckhead, right across the street from Lenox Mall. In West End, I used to see them all over in Atlanta. And for a lot of them, they're trying to make money in order to put food on the table. And I commend them because at the end of the day, they decided, you know what? I'm assuming this is what they're doing. You know what? I'm gonna get my Uncle Larry, or my auntie, you know, to go to Sam's Club, buy wholesale, you know, bottled water in bulk, you know what I'm saying? But it's still wholesale, you know, wholesale, and then I'm gonna retail it out in the streets. That's an entrepreneur spirit, entrepreneur mind. They didn't say I want to go out there and be a runner. They didn't say I want to go out there and be a kingpin. I want to sell drugs. No, that's not what they said. They said I'm going to sell bottled water. And yes, true indeed, you do have some knuckleheads that's out there that's being disrespectful. They running up to the car and being disrespectful if you don't buy the water or whatever have you. But that's just a small amount of kids. You cannot, put all of them in one bowl and say all of them are bad. And that this bottled water thing that's in Atlanta need to be banned. It should be illegal. What you're doing when you do that is you're stopping them from making money. And when they can't sell bottled water, they're going to resort to selling crack. And then you're going to chastise them for that, as well as lock them up forever. And the kids can't win. And this is the reason why I understand why the kids don't want to listen to the older people. Because older people are not there to fix the problem. There's no after-school programs in Atlanta. Public schools are closed. Jobs being lost. Homelessness is at an all-time high. The city of Atlanta already had a homelessness problem. A homeless problem. Already had one. Now this COVID-19 knocked jobs away. People are not able to pay their rent. And these landlords, these slum bum-ass landlords, are kicking people out while they have the opportunity to give them a chance. But they don't want to do that. And you got people such as Meek Mills and other celebrities. I'm more than sure that there have been several celebrities. There are a lot of celebrities in Atlanta. So I'm more than sure that this ain't the first one. He just got recorded doing it. But it bugs me out. I don't understand how your fellow rappers from Atlanta are not picking these kids up and going through their minds, dissecting their minds and saying, hey, listen, you got what it takes. You just got to redirect that energy. But they've accomplished step one. Most of you bum ass, I don't want to say the N-word, but most of you bum ass people, y'all never ever thought about hustling. Ever thought about y'all are too scared to go outside of the norm. Meaning you too scared to hustle. You'd rather just do what everybody else does, which is work a 9 to 5. These kids are thinking bigger and better than you all. And it's crazy to me. So this happened last summer and it's resurfaced. And the reason why it's resurfaced is because, well, let me tell you what happened. So a water boy got shot and killed. This water boy was from another neighborhood. He comes into Midtown. He's going to somebody else's territory. He sells a bottle of water. He makes $10. A kid out there, 16-year-old kid out there, that was his territory. He took the $10. Make long story short, it tore. They got into a tussle. The kid, prior to them fighting, the 18-year-old that wasn't on his territory, he said, yo, I split it with you. The 16-year-old was like, no. So they got into a tussle. I'm pretty sure that the 16-year-old got his ass beat. The 18-year-old is on his way to the martyr to catch a train to go home. On his way going to the martyr, the 16-year-old comes out, shoots and kills him, right? The mother of the slain 18-year-old just recently put out a petition in order to have water boys banned from selling water. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, an African-American woman that understands what it's like to be an African-American and what we go through, said to ATL police, to the police force, to enforce the law. So if you see water boys out there selling water, kick them off the property. And if they don't want to go off the property, then arrest them for trespassing. So I'm just trying to understand who is really trying to help these children. Like, I understand your pain as a mom. well, excuse me, I'm not going to say that. I don't understand your pain as a mom for as you losing a child, because I never lost a child. Hopefully I never will. I understand your frustration, I guess, but this is not the way to I guess seek justice or to release your frustration. Like, you are making it worse for the other children. Like, I just don't understand this. I really don't. Like, yo, I don't get it. I don't get it. Let me say this. In the suburbs, I've seen it. I've seen little white girls, little white boys sell lemonade in the suburbs. I've seen yard sales. Nobody's telling any one of those people to stop selling things. Yard sales go on for every Saturday. I see a yard sale. You got lemon stands. Nobody's getting at them. Now, you could sit back and say, well, I've never seen anybody violent at a lemon stand, or I've never seen anybody violent at a yard sale, or whatever have you. These kids are coming from a poverty-stricken area. I apologize, on the behalf of them, but they don't know any better. They don't have a father figure in their house to teach them right from wrong. You putting too much of a burden or responsibility on a child. That's too much. Period. I can see if they were adults, but they're children, they're teenagers, and they're just trying to make money. And I empathize with them, because guess what? The reason why I can understand the game, and I disagree with all this banning them from selling water, is because I used to sell bootleg movies and CDs, and everybody used to chastise me for that. Oh, you selling that legal stuff and blah 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 blah, this and that and so forth, not knowing that I was feeding my family. I was taking care of 2 households. We had a 2000, it was a year old Chrysler Pacifica. I was going on trips. I was buying Pampers, clothes. I was providing for my family. I was very responsible when I was selling bootleg movies and CDs. I just didn't tell anybody. I was really doing my thing. I really turned it into a business. I really had burners, like CD burners, in my house. I had a copy machine in my house. I had a whole setup in my house. I was wholesaling and retailing. I had a place where I was in this hood area. You know the hood area, they had the usual thing: Renner Center, Chinese food restaurant, beauty supply store, grocery store, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I was in that area selling retail. And then I had people that, came to me, and I sold my CDs and bootleg movies for wholesale. So I had a business going on. So I empathize with them. I really do, because nobody doesn't understand the streets unless you're from there or you've had a taste of it. So let me end it with this. I don't agree with that young boy being murdered, but I understand it, because I was in that situation before. A dude was trying to sell bootleg movies. Well, he did sell bootleg movies at my spot, and I almost got into it with him, period. Like, let me tell you something. When it comes to black people, we're struggling just to get by. And when we're making a certain amount of money, it doesn't make a difference whether it's cocaine, weed, bootleg movies, socks, water. If somebody tries to take food out of your mouth in the streets, they're gonna get handled. It's just that plain and simple. So, yeah, man, I don't agree with that whole ban in the water. I really do believe that all those kids out there are potential entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? And I say potential entrepreneurs because entrepreneurs don't conduct themselves, like running up the cars and yelling and screaming and all of that. I just think that if they were to be mentored, I think if a TI were to stroll down there and pick all those kids up and like rent out a venue and just talk to them and mentor them and guide them in the right direction, I know good and well it'll be some millionaires that'll come out of that. I know that there'll be a story to be told. How this young man is a millionaire, and he remembered when he was selling bottled water in Atlanta. Other than that, if y'all don't help those kids, they'll be in a jail. They'll be in a cell. All right, man, I'm out. You know, like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video. Later.